Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Let's catch up on the saga of Jeremy Clarkson. Clarkson said he emailed Harry and Meghan to apologise over his column in the Sun newspaper in which he said he hated Meghan Markle. He also released a statement shared on Instagram and said, "The language I'd used in my column was disgraceful. I really am sorry. One of the strange things I have noticed in recent times is that whenever an MP or a well-known person is asked to apologise for something, no matter how heartfelt or profound that apology may be, it's never enough for the people who called for it in the first place. So I'm going to try and buck the trend this morning with an apology for the things I said in a Sun column recently about Meghan Markle. I really am sorry, all the way from the balls of my feet to the follicles on my head. This is me putting my hands up. It's mea culpa with bells on. Usually I read what I've written to someone else before filing, but I was home alone on that fateful day and in a hurry. So when I'd finished, I just pressed send. And then when the column appeared the next day, the landmine exploded. It was a slow rumble to start with, and I ignored it. But then the rumble got louder, so I picked up a copy of the Sun to see what all the fuss was about. We've all been there, I guess, in that precise moment when we suddenly realize we've completely messed up. You are sweaty and cold at the same time, and your head pounds, and you feel sick. I couldn't believe what I was reading. Had I really said that? It was horrible. I knew what had happened straight away. I'd been thinking of a scene in Game of Thrones, but I'd forgotten to mention this. So it looked like I was actually calling for revolting violence to rain down on Meghan's head. I was very angry with myself because in all those controversial days on Top Gear, when I was accused of all sorts of things, it was very rarely sexism. We never did women can't park gags, for instance, or suggested that powerful cars were only for men. And I was thrilled when Jodie Kidd and Ellen MacArthur set fastest ever laps in our reasonably priced car. I'm just not sexist, and I abhor violence against women. And yet I seem to be advocating just that. I was mortified, and so was everyone else. My phone went mad. Very close friends were furious. Even my own daughter took to Instagram to denounce me. The Sun quickly apologized, and I tried to explain myself, but still there were calls for me to be sacked and charged with a hate crime. More than 60 MPs demanded action to be taken. I therefore wrote to everyone who works with me saying how sorry I was, and then on Christmas morning I emailed Harry and Meghan in California to apologize to them too. He goes on, I said I was baffled by what they had been saying on TV, but that the language I'd used in my column was disgraceful and that I was profoundly sorry. Over the last 30 years, I have written nearly 5,000 newspaper and magazine columns, so it was inevitable that one day I'd do a Harry Kane and Sky one of the damn things, which is what happened with the piece about Meghan. So, can I move on now? Not sure. It's hard to be interesting and vigilant at the same time. You never hear pearls of laughter coming from a health and safety seminar. But I promise you this, I will try. Who knows, very soon now I shall be a grandfather, so in the future maybe I'll just write about that. Clarkson's statement came as it was reported Amazon have parted ways with Clarkson and won't be working with the controversial star beyond the seasons of the Grand Tour and Clarkson's farm that have already been commissioned. The Sussexes were not impressed. A spokesperson for Harry and Meghan said that while there had been an apology, what remains to be addressed is his long-standing pattern of writing articles that spread hate, rhetoric, dangerous conspiracy theories, and misogyny. A statement from the Sussex reads, On December 25th, 2022, Mr. Clarkson wrote solely to Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. The contents of his correspondence were marked private and confidential. Unless each of his other pieces were also written in a hurry, as he states, it is clear that this is not an isolated incident shared in haste, but rather a series of articles shared in hate. But is Clarkson's apology genuine? He has liked a tweet from a fan slamming him for caving into the woke. The tweet, liked by Clarkson's verified account this morning, reads, Oh, Jeremy Clarkson, you caved into the woke by apologizing, and Amazon are still going to cancel you anyway. Was it worth it? Never explain, never apologize. You've lost my respect. Palace Intrigue will be right back. The Daily Mail reports the Iranian regime has used Prince Harry's confession that he killed 25 Taliban in Afghanistan to take aim at Britain amid the escalating row over the execution of Alireza Akbari, a British-Iranian dual national who was executed in Iran last week. The ex-deputy Iranian defense minister was arrested in 2019 and convicted of spying for the UK, which he denied. In a string of tweets criticising Britain's outrage over the killing of the British-Iranian dual national who was accused of spying, Iran claimed the country was in no position to preach. The tweet reads, "The British regime, whose royal family member sees the killing of 25 innocent people as removal of a chess piece and has no regrets over the issue, and those who turn a blind eye to this war crime are in no position to preach others on human rights." And in awkward transitions, Chelsea Handler hosted the Critics' Choice Awards over the weekend and joked, "Dharma became the third highest viewed show on Netflix with a combined watch time of 1 billion hours, which apparently is the same amount of time we're going to have to listen to Prince Harry talk about his frostbitten penis. It's enough already." And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalacintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, or iTunes. And if you're on iTunes and you see those 5 stars there and you like the show, please hit them. It really helps us out. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue. Good times.